All right, welcome back. Before we get started with example 3, let's review this idea of tolerance. So tolerance, that describes the amount by which a measurement is permitted to vary from the specified value. So what this means is we have a specified value and then it's able to vary, which it can go plus or minus by this particular amount. So if it falls within that kind of minimum and maximum, that's kind of the tolerance. Then a value is okay, and if it's outside of that, that variance, then it would not be tolerated. Okay, so let's look at an example. So here we have example 3. It's using a specified tolerance. So it says, bright days blinds makes window shades. Okay, the width of a 30-inch shade should be within 0.18 inch of 30 inches. Okay, so this is the desired width, what we want, but it's able to vary by 0.18 plus or minus, right? So then it says a batch of shades has the widths shown below. So we have shade A, B, C, D, and E, and they all have these widths. What we need to do is do all the shades measure within the specified tolerance. If not, which shades are not within the specified tolerance? So what we really need to do is this is the value, this is the perfect value, right? But we need to figure out with this 0.18, what is the min and the max that is still allowed within that tolerance? What is that window that we're able to tolerate those values? So to determine that, we just need to take the 30 and the 30 inches, and we're going to find our minimum value first. And we do that by going 30 minusing the 0.18. So we put the decimal there, 18. We have to put zeros there. And then we just subtract. So 10 take away 8 is 2. 9 take away 1 is 8. Drop down the decimal, 9, and this was a 2. Okay, so that's the minimum value, which would mean that the maximum value would just be 30, and then you'd add the 0.18 to it, and you'd end up with 30.18, okay? So anything that falls between these two values is okay. So I'm gonna write those two values here. So 29.82 all the way through 30.18. So let's look at this first one, 30.06. Does that fall in this, this tolerance? And yes, 30.06 is less than 30.18. So this one is good. So I'm just going to give it a green for good, like you are good, like green for go, green for good. Okay. What about the next one? 29.75. Well, is 29.75, it needs to be bigger than 29.82. And when we look at this 75, that is not bigger than 82. That is less. So I'm going to give it like a red, but all I have is pink. Like for that one is not okay. All right, let's look at the next one. 29.84. Is that bigger than 29.82? Yes, it is, barely, but that one fits in the tolerance, so that one's good. Okay, what about the next one? 30.12. Well, is that less than our maximum? 30.18. Yes, it is. It's just a little bit less, so that's in the tolerance, so that's good. And then finally, 29.93. Is that bigger than 29.82? Yes, it is, so that one's good. So if not, which shades are not within? It says, do all the shades measure within the specified tolerance? No, they do not. If not, which shades are not within the specified tolerance? So we would say shade B. Okay, and this is how we would show all of our work. Okay, great. Let's go over here to check it out, example 3. It says a lacrosse ball must weigh 5.25 ounces plus or minus 0.25 ounces. So it can be this amount bigger than this and this amount smaller than that, okay? That would be the tolerance. It says the weights of the lacrosse balls in one box are given in the table. So here we have all the different balls, A, B, C, D, E, and their weights. Do all of the lacrosse balls weigh within the specified tolerance? If not, which lacrosse balls are not within the specified tolerance? So again, what we want to do is we want to figure out, well, what is that minimum value? And what is the maximum value? Let's go ahead and figure out the minimum value first. So we're going to take, this is the perfect value, right? 5.25, and we're going to subtract this here, and that's 0, 0, 5. Okay, so the minimum value is just 5, and the maximum value would be this plus that, so 5.25 plus 0.25, and we add that. 5 plus 5 is 10, write the 0, carry the 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 5. So this is really the tolerance from 5, you can just say 5 to 5.5, or you can say 5.00 to 5.50. I mean, I would probably write it like this, but you're welcome to write it like this if that helps you when you do these. Okay, so let's look at the first one, ball A, 5.41. Does that fit in here? Yes, it's less than 5.50. So that one is good. What about 5.23? Is that between 5 and 5.50? Yes, it is. So that one's good. What about 5.54? Ooh, that one is actually bigger than 5.50. So that one is not okay. What about 5.33? Yes, that fits. So that is good. And then lastly, 5.21. Yes, that fits in the tolerance range. So that is good as well. So what did it say? It said, do all the lacrosse balls weigh within the specified tolerance? No, they do not. If not, which lacrosse balls are not within the specified tolerance? So we would just say no, ball C is not within the specified tolerance. All right, there we go. So that's it for example 3. I'll see you in a little bit for example 4.